What's going on, you guys? We got a preview for the Stormtroopers for Legion today. I am also going to be announcing the winner of the most recent giveaway, so stay tuned for that. So the Stormtroopers going to be a real fun expansion pack to buy. They're one of the easiest units to paint. So if you are undecided on a faction and you're not really the best at painting, but you want to play this game, I definitely say go for the Stormtroopers, because they're one of these units that you can kind of like prime them in black and then take like a white kind of dry brush and just go over the top a couple of times. Then you're like 90% done just by doing that. Real simple. I'll probably do a couple of videos with doing some painting at a certain point, kind of going over some and I might even do it before Legion comes out. I might even do some kind of simple paint options for large amount of stuff, because I've got a game called Massive Darkness I was thinking of painting. So might do a little bit of I'm not necessarily a tutorial, but just like a hey, here's some ideas kind of video. But yes, very cool. But I think they're going to be fun. I love all the different poses. I love you get your shoulder pads there, and if you want to add some flair and dice it up with, like, you know, shoulders here or like helmet stripes and things like that, you can totally do that. So we didn't get a whole lot of new information here, but we do get, someone is going to talk about everything they gave us, and then talk about some of the different ways we can split up our fire, which is one of the things they talked about in this article. So looking at the Stormtrooper card, it costs 44 points. They have their unarmed attack, so if they're in melee, each unit, and there's 4 units in there, will roll a black die. For ranged attack, each unit can add a white die for attacking at distance 1 through 3. Okay. Now the white die has a lot of blanks on it, so that means the Stormtroopers are more likely to miss. However, they do have the surge to hit ability, so that surge that's on the white die will basically also count as another hit, so they're not quite as bad as just a regular white die, but they still have a lot of blanks. So now they do have precise. When you spend an aim token, you can re-roll up to 1 additional die. They have precise 1. From everything we know right now, all of these abilities with a number stack. So precise 1 plus another precise 1 would be precise 2. Precise 4 plus precise 5 would be precise 9, etc. I don't think it goes up that high. But so aiming is extra good on the Stormtrooper, because normally when you aim, you only get 2 rerolls. So if you have a squad full of 4 Stormtroopers and you do an aim, you roll 4 white dice. They're all blanks. You only can reroll 2 of them. So precise makes that a little bit better. All right, so we've got like the, let's see, what else do we have? We have a red defense die, so their armor is actually pretty good, but it's not super good because we don't have the defensive surge. But that's still pretty good. A red defense die is still pretty good. They've got a courage of 1, and each mini also has only 1 health. And these are their available upgrades over here. So it's not bad. Now we have some different heavy weapons type upgrades that we can give. We have the DLT 19, did I say 19? No, 19 Stormtrooper. The DLT 19 is range 1 through 4, and so that means they are extra long range. This is kind of like your sniper. Range 4 is pretty good, you know. So this lets you add a DLT 19 Stormtrooper mini, and he also gains impact 1. When attacking a unit that has armor, change up to 1 hit to a crit. So, you know, armor needs crits in order to even potentially damage it. So he can both hurt armored units, and also he can roll 2 red against, you know, whoever else he's attacking anyway. So this guy is actually really good, but he costs 24 points. So he's a little expensive, but you're also adding another mini, so he doesn't have to roll these. Like in a melee, for example, he could still roll the black die that the other unit has. Or if for whatever reason you wanted him to just roll the same as a normal Stormtrooper, he'd roll his 1 white die. But let's face it, you're always going to want to roll the 2 red dice if you can help it. Red dice are the best, you know, they're just awesome. So yes, really nice, you know, range 4, really long range, so he's kind of like your sniper. So that much is cool. But, you know, pretty cool guy. Next up, we got the HH-12 Stormtrooper. This guy handles very differently. First off, this mini can roll 3 dice, which is also, and he also can go range 4, but it range 2 to 4, so he can't really attack at close range. And he's got cumbersome, so you cannot use this weapon and move during the same activation. So here represents somebody that you might potentially want to use their E11 blaster rifle, and because, you know, this mini can do either weapon, right? He could do the regular Stormtrooper white die, or he can roll his own dice. Now the key is, if you've moved, then you wouldn't even be eligible to use the 3 black dice from this guy. So you know, you kind of want to also, he's got this tap symbol here, so you actually have to exhaust him to shoot. And then you'd have to do a rest to unexhaust him. So basically he would have to reload. So you can't just use him every round. Well, not easily. You could potentially like shoot and then rest, and then next turn then shoot and then rest. But you'd never be able to move that way. So more likely you're going to save him for the big shot. But he has impact 3, which actually makes this makes him really really good against against heavy weapons. And it's cool, like if you do a combined shot, let's say you wanted to split up, or combine like him and your regular Stormtrooper. So maybe you have 4 Stormtroopers and just this guy. So you can have you roll your 4 white dice for your Stormtroopers, then you tap this card, fire your rocket launcher, and then you roll 3 black dice. And you have impact 3, it's applied to the entire attack. So let's say these 3 black dice turn up as crits automatically. And then it's your white dice that give you hits. You can apply, you can take that impact 3, apply it to the white dice as well, because it's the entire attack pool. Or you can split up your fire, which is pretty cool if you have different weapons. Now the problem is you can't split up your fire so that the same weapon is going towards 2 different people. So like I couldn't just take my Stormtroopers and say, okay, 2 will attack here, 2 will attack there. But I could say, my white dice will go here, and then the black dice will go towards. And it's not the dice color that matters, it's the weapon. So specifically, I'd be saying my E11 blaster rifles will shoot this way. And then, my HH-12 Stormtrooper will shoot this way. So you can, attack multiple targets. If you've got, a walker with 1 health left, you probably want to shoot the walker here, but you don't necessarily want to roll all the dice that way. So in that case, impact 3 would only apply to this one because that's the attack pool. You're forming different attack pools. In the case of having the DLT-19, maybe he wants to go range 4 and shoot this guy's, and then the other one, the regular weapon only goes range 3, so you can only do, you can split your fire up that way, and that's a great way to actually assign some extra suppression to multiple different units. Because if you just put them all into one attack pool, you're probably only going to get the 1 suppression. So, you can actually dish out more suppression that way by splitting up your fire. But the key is the weapons. Right? If you just have like a naked unit of Stormtroopers, just 4, and all they have is the E11 blaster rifle, they only have the 1 weapon. You add one of this, you have a second weapon, but this one only applies to this 1 mini. So they also have some grenades, right? So grenades are cool. We have the grenade upgrade on a Stormtrooper. This one gives you another weapon, and this applies to the whole unit. So you have concussion grenades, a black die, but it's only at range 1. Okay, and this is not a melee. This is a ranged weapon. You have to be range 1. So it gives you a black die. Now this is better for Stormtroopers than normal because at range 1 they still normally have just white dice, so black dice are better. So you could have the whole unit do it, or you could split things up. You could potentially, if you had like a sniper and then concussion grenades, you'd have 3 total weapons available. So you could potentially pick 2 of your Stormtroopers to throw concussion grenades, 2 of your Stormtroopers to throw white dice at somebody else, and then your sniper to shoot somebody at range 4. You could split up 3 ways because you're using 3 different weapons, and each weapon is part of a completely different attack pool. You wouldn't have any crossovers, so you can't have concussion grenades in 2 different attack pools. And then we've got targeting scopes. This is an upgrade that gives you precise 1. I don't think this one is particularly good on the Stormtroopers because they already have precise 1, but it could work. I mean, it could be good. If you know you're going to be taking aim tokens, I think if you're going to put this on there, you probably want a fully loaded Stormtrooper. So you want the extra Stormtrooper and also a heavy weapons, like a sniper or something like that. So now you've got 6. This is 5 fingers. I only have 5 fingers. You have 6 actual units, so you're going to be rolling probably at least 6 dice, if not more. And that way, you're more likely to need like that 4th die because you're going to already have precise 1. So this is going to stack. You have precise 2, which means you're going to get +2. So an aim is going to give you 4 dice to reroll. And granted, with white dice, you have a pretty good chance. But I think if you're going to use targeting scopes on Stormtroopers, better to have a fully loaded. I wouldn't use targeting scopes on a naked Stormtrooper unit because you've already got precise 1. So it means if you roll at least 1 hit, you don't need any more than 3 rerolls, and that's what you're going to get with an aim token by default because they have precise 1 built in. We've also got impact grenades, and actually I didn't talk about the keywords. Let me go back a little bit. We have concussion grenades that have blast. Blast ignores cover, which is actually really nice, especially if you're getting close range against somebody who's behind like a barricade or something like that. They're not going to be able to just wipe out your hits. If you're using, or at least for the dice, for the concussion grenades attack. Now, if you're throwing these into your attack, 1 attack pool gains the keywords of everything that are in it. But if you're within range, you probably want to make them all black dice anyway, because you're now. In the case of having the DLT-19, I would actually have this particular guy throw his red dice, because red dice are better than black, and if it was all the same attack, then they would also gain blast as well. We've got impact grenades. Impact grenades have impact 1, so this allows you to attack somebody with armor. Great option. Still, even if you have everybody do it, it's still only going to have impact 1, but it's nice. It's nice that, it stinks to try to attack like an ATST and roll a whole bunch of hits and they all go away. So you want to have some impact if you're going to attack armor units. Then we got grappling hooks. Grappling hooks is giving you expert climber. When clambering, do not roll defense dice or suffer wounds. So you can climb up without having to take damage to your guys. You don't have to suffer wounds by slipping and falling and things like that. This is a card that is kind of going to depend on your meta, your terrain, if you're going around obstacles, you probably wouldn't want it. But if you're playing with more hilly and plateau-y kind of stuff, this is going to be awesome. So this card totally depends on the type of terrain you're going to use. And I definitely urge you guys, if you're playing, to experiment with different types of terrain. Experiment with multiple tiers. Even if you don't even have like anything cool, just stack books, like a big book and a smaller book on top of that. Make multiple levels, climb up, get the height advantage, shoot down on people, and then back up so they can't shoot you back. I mean, just all kinds of cool stuff. And you can end up placing objectives on terrain. And like now, I have the advantage because I can climb and then I can get up there faster, and then I can dig in and kind of, I don't have to move anymore. I can just take aim tokens and shoot at you from up here, especially if you've got a sniper, like that Stormtrooper sniper, who'd be really, really cool. So that is cool, very cool. Not a whole lot of new stuff though, so we're just kind of talking about the Stormtroopers as a whole. Precise is a nice keyword. It's a mix of offense and defense with these guys. They've got the red defensive die, which is good, but their offense isn't all that great. But I do want to also say we do have a winner, and that's going to be Collection THX1. So you are the winner of a $20 Cool Stuff gift card, so you can get an expansion of your choice. So definitely check that out. Just message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact info, and we're going to take care of that. So thank you guys so much. And if you want to win the next giveaway, all you think you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on one of my videos. It's as simple as that. It's very easy. And I will probably have another giveaway coming up real soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Legion news. This game is getting closer and closer, and I can't wait. I got a lot of stuff I need to paint. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.